All right, this is the audio presentation for the philosophy of Confucianism. If you've been going in order, this is the last one of the four we're going to be learning for South and East Asia. And it will be matching the style of the previous three, where I'll be focusing mainly on reading the actual slides rather than kind of getting all the extra information and things like that. So let's get into it. Next slide. Origin. Confucianism is not a religion, but rather a philosophy that is often said to be the foundation of modern Chinese culture. So it started in China, not a religion. Confucianism was declared the official guiding practice for the Chinese government in 121 BC. Again, BCE is the before Common Era, before birth of Christ. This is the year zero, if you want to go that way. It has continued to have great influence on Chinese government for over 2,000 years. In fact, for a large portion of that, it was the guiding principle for the government. Next slide. This is a map showing the kind of different religions that you would find at different places. So if you look to the left, where we've been studying, or earlier in the year we were studying with the Middle East, you see that Islam is the dominant religion in Saudi Arabia, Oman, Iran, Iraq, all these other, Afghanistan, Pakistan. And then you get to Hinduism, which is that green in India. And then you get some these different shades of Buddhism, but you get to that eastern part of China and you move into this Confucianism kind of slash Taoism slash Buddhism type combination thing. But most of the population of China is in that eastern part of China anyway. So you're going to have a significant number of people practicing this and following these teachings. Next slide. Confucius was an actual person, and he was born in 550 BCE, a time when the government was having trouble keeping order and warlords controlled much of the land. So not a central government, a bunch of small warlords kind of controlling things and doing things however they wanted. He believed he knew how to bring peace to ancient China. The key was for people to behave with good character and virtue. So Confucius created a moral structure for social life and politics that every person should follow in order to bring peace to China. Basically, it's not depending on any kind of religious thing or a higher power. This is strictly like do the right thing because it's the right thing to do. Next slide. All right, here is a painting of Confucius from ancient times who looks, I don't know, happy, maybe. I don't know what he's trying to say. I do know that dude needs a manicure in a bad way, because that nail is not, that's some sharpness. No one wants that. Get that taken care of, boss. Next slide. Believes Confucianism is based on society and traditions and does not follow one ruling God. In fact, they don't have a belief about God at all. This is kind of separate. This is do the right thing because it's the right thing, not do the right thing because some higher power told you to. It teaches that each person has a place in society, that he or she must accept that position if society is to function in harmony. Very big on the idea of know your place. There are 5 basic types of relationships in society. Real quick, when it says relationship here, it's not talking like romantic relationship. It's talking about any kind of interaction between two people. That's what it means when it says relationship. So we have ruler and subject, which is leader and follower. You have father and son. You have husband and wife, older brother and younger brother. And then lastly, you have friend and friend. Notice that with the exception of wife, you don't see a mention of females of any kind in there. There's no mention of older sister and younger sister or anything like that. This is an example of the male-dominated society that Confucianism kind of pushed. Not kind of pushed, they pushed it. So just be aware that that's there. Again, I'm not saying I believe in that. I'm just saying that they believed in it. Next slide. The golden rule. Confucius believed that if each relationship were based on kindness, there would be peace and harmony in the country. His golden rule of behavior was, what you do not like when done unto yourself, do not unto others. We more commonly hear that spoken as treat others how you want to be treated. And that's the reason it's called the golden rules, because of the fact that that idea, spoken differently and in different languages and things like that, but that idea of treating others like you wanted to be treated showed up in a bunch of different religions and philosophies and stuff like that throughout the world in different places at about the same time. So the idea was this didn't require a specific belief system. This was just something that was true. Confucianism is a belief system based on good deeds and morality. Next slide. This is a temple and cemetery of Confucius in his hometown. So this is where Confucius was born. Not this building, but and you could go here, and again, this is not necessarily a place where you would go and do like praying to a deity, because they don't have one. This is where you would go and study his teachings and kind of reflect on those and learn about that belief system and philosophy to better understand his teachings. That's that.